Hey, hello everyone! Welcome to my channel Relationship Stories. Today, one man is asking us, is he the idiot for pregnating another woman without his wife's permission? But before our judgment, we need to know the full story. So let's hear the story from his side first. Little background, it was self-insemination using a syringe. I produced sperm in her bathroom by myself, which I gave to her in a plastic cup and quickly left to allow her to insert it in herself in privacy. I donated 3 times in this way, causing 3 pregnancies in total. The first was a miscarriage, the second and third resulted in 2 healthy boys being born. So it all started when I was 20 years old and a student. I met a girl online who was 26 and worked as a nurse. She wanted to become a mother but wanted to do so without a partner and raise the kids alone. I agreed to donate my sperm to her to help her. She had a son and I have told my wife about this when she and I first met a year after the fact. My wife was understanding at first, but as time went by and we had a daughter of our own, my wife began giving me a hard time for it. She teases me with it, asks too many questions like whether or not I donated naturally or just in a cup. I swear that's how it went about. I never touched the woman other than to shake her hand. Maybe she was asexual or something, hence the whole single mother thing. I don't know, and it's up to her. It was strictly professional. My wife and I have a daughter of our own. During the time my wife, then fiancée, was pregnant, the woman I donated sperm to contacted me on my email and asked me to donate again, so that her son would have a full sibling. I agreed, visited her under the guise of seeing an old college buddy and deposited my sperm once more. A second son was born a few months after my wife and I had our first child. I have decided never to tell my wife about the second donor kid because she reacted so weirdly with the first one and kept joking about it and teasing me with it. It makes me uncomfortable. Ever since Game of Thrones brought back to the whole incest hype, she's made a ton of jokes about what if our daughter somehow met your donor son and they married and had a Joffrey-esque kid. The whole way my wife responds to the fact that I was once a sperm donor weeds me out to the point where I do not want to disclose the fact that I was a sperm donor a second time after. Sometimes I think I should tell her. Sometimes I think I should still tell her, but I'm not sure. If I would, how would I even bring it up and how would I make her stop teasing me with it or bring it up in fights when she is upset and trying to get a reaction out of me? Don't know what to do with all this, so some advice would be awesome. And am I the idiot for doing this behind my wife? And my opinion about this is, you are the idiot. The first kid was a choice you made as a single student before you met your wife. Everyone has a past in one form or another, but going behind your wife's back while she was pregnant with your daughter and secretly having another child with this woman is absolutely the most a-hole thing I have ever read on this sub. You better hope she doesn't find out about this because if it was me, I would leave you before you could say the word divorce. Now let's see what our friends think about this. Our friend once said, "You're the idiot. I don't care how much of a hard time your wife was giving you about the first donation. The second one was a huge violation of her trust. And you know it, which is why you don't want to tell her. You can't take it back either. If be surprised if she doesn't divorce you after she finds out." Our friend too said, "You are the idiot. You should not have lied and your wife was uncomfortable about it, which is why she made jokes. Most likely, and you went and lied and did it again when she was pregnant. I just don't understand the logic here. You snuck behind her back and got another woman pregnant again. Sexual or not, I would be livid if my husband did that to me, especially the second time. I would not believe that it was a donation either because of your lying. It would make it hard to trust anything you say about the situation. Today, the second story is she finished her fifth divorce 2 years ago, and for these 2 years, she keeps asking me questions that also insult me. How did you get a man at 30 with kids? It's because you're so skinny. Do I have to stop eating like you? You have so many dates. Guys only want basic blondies who are girly. Did you only talk about yes thing with them? For 2 years, I have brushed off the insults and replied, you are in a small town, or focus on yourself and someone special will come around. Finally, she asks for the billionth time, how did you get any dates at 30 with kids? You don't even have your real job. Tell me the truth. Why can't I get anyone? I replied honestly and said, you have 5 kids with different dads and none of them pay child support. It's going to be hard for someone to accept that when you openly are looking for a father figure. This launched her into an insult fury and she hung up on me. For reference, I'm not skinny but I work out healthy weight. I eat more than her, honestly not starving. I'm girly about some things I guess. I have 2 kids by the same dad and we split custody 50-50. I work in the adult industry but only need to put 8 to 10 hours a week to make a way better than average income. She keeps insulting my work even though she tried to do it as well. I also have a vanilla job and an MBA. I was tired of being hit a low quality and untrue insult. So I replied with what I thought was the truth. Now all of our mutual friends are saying I have skinny privilege and such. I'm entitled and don't understand what she is going through. They said it was messed up to say that and I'm a hitty friend and I get whatever I want. She is not going through anything that major. She is just dating and being a mom like I had to do. Now I am stuck with my mouth shut and I'm mad at everyone because I'm not privileged or entitled at all. I have worked very hard for anything and everything I have. A side note, the girl keeps talking about her. Am I the idiot for saying that? Was there a better thing to say? My opinion about this issue is not the idiot. She seems to just be redirecting her own displeasure with her current situation or life choice towards you and yours. You stood up for yourself, good job. Maybe she will think it over and apologize, and if not, then you don't need friends like her in your life. Now let's see what our friends think about this issue. Our friend once said, not an idiot, she is jealous and resents you, attacking you for the things she is envious of. She wants your love life, your job and your appearance to make herself feel better. She has told herself that you have these things because the rules don't apply to you. If she really wanted a meaningful and honest answer, she got one. Don't mind her or your friends on this one. She is trying to bring you down. Our friend too said, not the idiot. She asked you to be honest and you were. I am not a fan of the people being cliques and claiming they are just being honest. Here is may have hurt to hear, but you were being honest. While guys at 30 may be willing to date a woman with children, 5 is a lot. Not to mention 5 divorces. This woman has been married 5 times before this. That alone for any guy looking for a committed relationship sends up some major red flags. Today the story 3 is bit of a background. My grandmother and a grandfather were together since my grandfather's death a few years ago. They had a very traditional relationship where my grandfather controlled all finances, big decisions, etc. And my grandmother would do the cooking and cleaning. Ever since my grandfather passed away, my grandmother has been very reliant on my mom and me. Which makes sense. Due to bereavement, her memory has gotten a bit worse. But she's had medical tests and that's nothing permanent. She needs glasses and a hearing aid. I love my grandmother, but I'm more protective of my mom. I can see that my grandmother constantly relying on my mom to do everything for her is taking a toll. My grandmother is competent but doesn't want to learn how to do anything my grandfather did for her. Now, the event that leads me to ask, am I the idiot? Recently, whenever my mom has given my grandmother a time to arrive, she is always an hour or 2 hours early. Even if these times are 9 am, she will arrive at 7:30 am. Even if she writes the time down, no matter how many times my mom or myself tell her a time, she is always early. This is used to be just a bit annoying, but now she has started barging in when my mom is with clients. My mom is a mental health advisor and doesn't understand why mom won't give her attention or hang out with her. I put my foot down and said that it's getting too much and it's getting in the way of mom's work. Grandmother's response is that we treat her horribly and she wants my mom to quit her job. I tell her, you need to be on time, check your phone or watch for the time. 15 minutes early is fine, but an hour is not. My mom is working. She asks, what do you expect me to do? I say, be on time. And she then leaves. So, am I the idiot for saying this to my grandma? My opinion about this issue is not an idiot. I think it might be the time to sit her down altogether and explain why giving up her job is just unreasonable. I completely get why she feels lost, but at the same time, your mom has to make a living and also live her own life. Now, let's see what our friends think about this issue. Our friend once said, not the idiot. I don't know if you have tried this, but maybe when you guys see her and plan a time for her to come over, you could set an alarm with a special family tone. She will recognize on her phone and tell her when it goes off to come on over. Our friend too said, not the idiot, and I understand that your grandma may be lonely, but holy sick, your mom needs to have a serious talk with her about boundaries. If she is barging in on other people's therapy sessions, clients are paying for that time, and people just randomly showing up is hugely disruptive and can throw off the entire session. If I was your mom's client and that happened to me more than once, to be honest, I had been looking for a different therapist now.